We had, at the start of this week, I don't know what it is, but you seem to have just people ringing up for sales and things like that, trying to sell you stuff. And one was about advertising. And it does bring us on to a really good thing that I wanted to talk about, which was, I think we've been going, I think next month, 18 years. And during the tail end of the first year, we stopped advertising, and we've never paid for any advertising. I think we did, we sent some flyers out probably about 8 to 10 years ago, when I think we had the idea to try and do patio cleaning, because we had a spell of customers asking us to do it, but we quickly worked out it just wasn't good enough for us. It didn't quite work out as good as just getting more bin cleaning customers. So, as I say, we've not advertised for bin cleaning customers for a long time. Well, to be specific, we haven't paid for that. We constantly advertise for new customers in the way that we operate. And that's a very important distinction, because a massive part of what we do and the franchise that we've created is we operate in such a way that causes whoever's working on the cleaning of the bins, and in fact, whoever might be doing the admin as well in the office, it's all based around causing the least amount of stress and the maximum amount of efficiency. And that has such an effect, and a good knock-on effect on advertising, because you are overall approachable, because you don't look stressed or rushed or anything like that. So that filters into absolutely everything. And an example of that would be that if you're not rushed and someone sees your truck, because our trucks, you definitely can't miss them, then they just seem as though they're going to be, they just seem like they're approachable, because we aren't rushed in any way, we don't look stressed in any way. So that's kind of the first thing. You look like you're comfortable doing what you're doing, and that's a huge deal, that is. And also, how we would answer an inquiry is extremely simple, because we realistically only do one thing, which is bin cleaning. But within that, we, years ago, probably 15 years ago, decided to only do what most of the customers wanted us to do. So if some customers had certain quirks that didn't fit in with that, we just simply couldn't do it. And that, on the face of it, seems like you are cutting your nose off to spite your face, but you are not in our situation, because it's about systems. So that helped with our whole system of we provide less and less and less. And the best way I can give you an example of that is, like, if you have a restaurant that has a small menu, that has a smallish menu with not many things on there, then it is far easier to do that small number of things better than having a great big menu that makes things ultimately more complex and more expensive, because you've got to buy ingredients in, and for us, we'd have to have different systems in. So all these different things go towards your advertising, if you like, but they definitely go towards how our system, and the system that we provide you as a franchisee, of how to stop paying for advertising very early on, if you have to pay for any at all. And that's That's a really key thing. So even from how our equipment has been designed, to how we record customers' details and cleans, down to how we clean the bins, down to what we offer, the whole common denominator running through it all is a level of efficiency that allows you an incredible amount of simplicity within the franchise itself. And what that basically means is you are only focusing on the biggest things that, well, let's be honest about, make you money in the easiest possible way. And it isn't just as callous as that, because if you're happy that you are doing things in the most efficient way, that is going to rub off on your customer service. And customers will be extremely happy with that, because ultimately what you say you're going to do is very limited. But because of that, you can do it far better. And that is the main reason why we don't have to advertise for bin cleaning customers. And okay, I've only touched on a few things in a number of things that you have to do in the right order consistently to be able to get yourself into that privileged situation, if you like. But we will do that with you. And yes, there are a lot of things that we have to show you for you to become successful, but you don't have to spend 17 or 18 years learning how to do them. We will tell you in one go, and we will hold your hand through the whole process. And what does it feel like? It's really good. It is really good when you know. And the thing I'll finish on now, which is really good, is it feels like you are leading from the front rather than trying to keep up from behind. So it's like you are all the time steering exactly where you need to go, and you have your goal in sight, rather than, say you're on a boat as an example, you know how to navigate all the choppy waters to get where you want to get, rather than coping with being in the choppy waters that you didn't see. And that is a far better position to be in.